This is Ira Yunsul, and she's the strongest person on the planet in a world where men and women live separated from each other. But the girls dominate and rule the world. However, the King of Men have decided it's time to end the supremacy of the Crimson Foxes, also known as the Girl-Only Nation. So the Black Wolves are now on the move to overthrow the Girl-Only Nation as they have finally gained a special weapon. With heavy rain pouring down on this fateful day, a bad omen is cast over the capital city of the Crimson Foxes. Regardless, we discover Karim, the strongest male swordsman, has completed his duty of rice cake destroying at the Gomage, so now he has re-equipped his armor. Shortly after, he pours hot water on a piece of cloth and proceeds to place it on the nearby window where he's being held captive. Upon completion of covering the entire walls with cloth drowned in hot water, he tries his best to cosplay Levi from Attack on Titan again. At the same time, a mysterious cloaked girl looking like a girl version of Karim is busy nearby sneakily knocking out multiple guards stationed on the city walls. After clearing out an entire wall section by herself, she beelines straight to the outside of Karim's window, looking on as if she needs a signal to pursue further action. So now we go from Attack on Titan to what seems like Assassin's Creed in literally less than 1 minute. Meanwhile, Herring, heralded as the Prince Behemoth, is busy laying down on his bed, feeling a little bit helpless as he feels like something bad is about to happen. But then it turns out the only reason he's feeling bad is because him and his Prince Behemoth is busy wanting to know where Era could be, as he misses her and her wonderful rice cakes. Luckily for him though, the legendary Era also feels the same way, as once you experience the Prince Behemoth, you can never turn back as your world has been turned upside down. Elsewhere, the mysterious girl ends up pulling out a crossbow and aims straight at the window of Karim. However, it's revealed that the mysterious Brown Riding Hood is armed with no ordinary arrow, as she's actually armed with an explosive arrow. So let's just watch as we let her cook, because it seems like Karim is either planning to escape or this girl is trying to get revenge at Karim for whatever reason. With the thundering explosion rocking the entire area, Adoniran and every other Blackthorn member stationed to protect the area get shocked at what they just heard. At the same time, Ara is unfazed since she's part of FaZe Clan, but in reality she's currently stuck in a dream state dreaming about our boy Herring. Shortly after, she snaps out of it and instantly breaks open the lock on the door, as she's the one tasked to make sure Karim does not escape. As the door breaks open, she finds Karim standing on top of the rubble right by the opening, looking like he's contemplating if he should leave right now. And so he stands there posing like he's some kind of man transformed into a demon ready to start his villain arc. He then jumps as Ara yells at him to not do it, since if he jumps there's no going back past the point of no return, but he ends up finally deciding to go through with it. Suddenly, Ara hears a flying projectile steaming towards her, but she's able to dodge last second and avoid the direct hit, allowing a blast to send her flying into a bed. With the second explosion, the intruder alarm is finally activated, but the Blackthorn are busy calling for support from the nearby wall archers, but none are to be found standing upright. As such, the Blackthorn leaders order Ara to take charge in finding Karim, since he's the number priority for the Crimson Foxes after all, while the rest pursues the intruders. The commander then commands everyone to make sure they block every and all exit, as they cannot let Karim escape the city. Unfortunately, normal city guards are no match for the King's Simp, as he's too agile and too powerful for them to even stand a chance. Thus, Ara chases in pursuit with 2 other Blackthorn members assisting her, but as she chases she wonders what his motive could be, since this would ruin his chance at becoming King of the Wolves. Back at the Gomage, the elite Garimbi members watch on from their windows as they witness their own captain make a run for it. So they start thinking if Karim left them in a battle royale where they must play last man standing. But let's be honest here, the boys are shocked only because they finally realize with Karim escaping, they will now be unable to continue rice cake smashing as round 2 has been cancelled. Anyways, with Attack on Titan vibes filling up the entire atmosphere, Yamwa is surprised to see Adoniran is actually here in person to command the entire Blackthorn squad herself. As such, Yamwa begs Naren to allow her to help in any way or form, especially if she's allowed to pursue the man that will be the future father of her kids. But S-tier Yanwol without her glasses gets utterly rejected by the captain, so Naren tells her she has no time to argue with her, so she must follow Blackthorn protocol before barging out of the room. Meanwhile, Karim continues on his mad dash to escape the city of girls, but the mysterious girl is able to catch up, allowing her to yell for his attention. Upon garnering his attention, she perfectly throws a sword over to King Simp like some kind of medieval dryby, so he catches it with ease. The two then make some dramatic eye contact with each other, but this is basically Karim's way of saying he's grateful for the pizza delivery. Regardless, she's also star 1 and level 5 herself, so she needs to hurry up, but she's able to perfectly dodge every arrow sent barreling towards her. She then proceeds to scale down multiple city walls like an absolute unit, proclaiming that from now on, every action of hers is of her own free will. Meanwhile, Ara locks in her flow state so she's able to catch the king's simp to deliver a quick attack, but now she's mad she has to chase him, as this will ruin her chances of spending time with Hareng. However, much to her surprise, he's able to block her attack as Ara thought he was unarmed the entire time. And so the two face off again against one another, but we all know Karim has never once won a single battle against the reincarnation of Arya. Suddenly, Ara stops in the middle of her charge and decides to pull a big brain move by channeling her inner e-girl persona, so she basically gives the king's simp the chance to simp right now. But for the first time ever, he decides not to simp and instead stares her down like a true evolved Sigma male. But then, as he continues staring at her, the two Blackthorn members assisting Ara blocks off his rear exit, so they attempt to order him to not make any sudden foolish moves. Now cornered and trapped, Karim turns back to Ara and he finally mumbles some words by telling her to make sure she holds her breath, but Ara is utterly confused to what he means. Out of nowhere, a gust of wind erupts like some kind of bomb has been set off, so Karim stands there all cool in front of Ara. She then tries to hold her breath, but Karim ends up showing his true colors as he hints to her that it's important she holds her breath in the future. With Ara still unable to decipher the true meaning of his hidden message, she is forced to watch on as he escapes through the man-made fog. As the target has now been lost, she starts to sigh and says out loud that they have actually lost sight of Karim. Elsewhere, some of the Garimbi boys begin banging on their doors and attempt to follow suit, just like their captain. But Blondie looks on in glee as she knows if they do anything stupid, they will instantly get punished, so that means she finally might be able to join in on the fun by playing with some rockets potentially. Eventually, the one in charge and protecting the Gomage site gets absolutely irritated, so she orders all archers inside to get ready to fire at the door. With everything escalating faster than a man can get their banana tree plantation fully grown, all the guards ready their crossbows and prepares to fire once the door breaks open. Mere seconds later, a barrage of arrows coming flying straight at the wooden door, as the Garimbi refused to stop any of their advances. However, not a single arrow went through the wooden door, so Wong sighs and peeks out to see what awaits him if he decides to escape. Suddenly, he decides to activate the signature skill of Shield Charge, causing even more frustration within the ranks of the Blackthorn watching from afar. As such, Blondie spins into action like a Beyblade, telling Wong to allow her to send him straight into the pits of hell. Thus, Blondie sends him falling forward with his shield still intact, but since the Blackthorn supervisor is in front of him, she accidentally moves backwards, causing a recruit behind her to accidentally cause friendly fire. Now that even more commotion is caused due to teammate damage, Wong takes the chance to quickly check nearby rooms in search for the other Garimbi members. After successfully finding the room containing Maru, Wong throws him a sword that he stole from a nearby recruit and proceeds to sit on top of a balcony overlooking the entire area. The guards then hesitate to make a single move as they get flustered at seeing two men in action, due to these new recruits never seeing boys this close before. Eventually, one of the new recruits snaps out of it and she orders everyone else to fire. Unfortunately, they all end up being total nudes as most forgot to reload after their initial fire, and some are still too distracted due to the sight of the two boys. While the girls attempt to stop Maru and Wong, boss music begins to play as Hareng, the Prince Behemoth, stands firm right by his door, awaiting for his extract to happen. Now, if I were these girls, I would be scared of Hareng coming out of one of these doors, as Bro is actually able to wield his Prince Behemoth as his ultimate weapon, as he can literally send people flying with it. Eventually, the time has come with the door creaking open, but then Maru asks him if he's coming with them or if he wants to stay here as the only elite Garimbi in captivity. Hareng then decides to walk out of the room, causing every girl to abruptly stop in their tracks. Even Blondie and the supervisor stops what they are doing to stare at Hareng. With everyone now stunned and in disbelief to see the Prince Behemoth, the boss music stops due to Hareng looking at Blondie with some regret, telling her that it's quite unfortunate that they find themselves in such a pickle. She then responds by asking what the heck he's doing here, but Hareng only replies by claiming that it's a good question. Regardless, Hareng decides to move to the balcony, where the rest of the guards begin to whisper to each other that they can't believe Hareng is the Prince Behemoth. With Hareng distracting them all by accident, Wong and Maru take the initiative and proceed to clear a path forward to the exit. However, Hareng does nothing to help his two squad members. Instead, he goes being chilling with Blondie as she's busy telling him that she has a really bad feeling about all this.